Well, people are making a ton of money off of Bitcoin. It's a hot commodity right now. The currency has exploded in value. It was basically trading at $1,000 around the beginning of the year, now more than $17,000. But now America's top cop, it is the SEC, has a warning for Main Street investors. He's Jay Clayton. He runs the SEC. He's saying, quote, "There are tales of fortunes made and dreams to be made. We're hearing the familiar refrain. This time is different. Now, if an opportunity sounds too good to be true, please exercise extreme caution and be aware of the risk that your investment may be lost." With me now is economist and author of The Capitalist Code, Ben Stein. You know, Ben, it's great to see you. We love having you on in these stories. You know, I was talking to a derivatives expert who wrote columns for The Economist magazine, trying to back out of a Bitcoin trade, said she couldn't. The infrastructure wasn't there to handle the trades. Are you worried about that the infrastructure is not there to deal with these Bitcoin trades?
I'm worried about every single thing having to do with Bitcoin. I just don't see what it is. It's like what my aunt, great-aunt Gertrude Stein said about the city of Oakland. Once you get there, there's nothing, there's no there. Nobody knows what Bitcoin is. I mean, it's a cryptocurrency. What does that mean? That's just a restatement of the question. If you don't know what something is, I'd be very, very cautious about putting my money into it. And if Warren Buffett warns you against it, if the head of the SEC warns you against it, I'd be very cautious about it. Maybe I'm going to be proved totally wrong. I have been proved totally wrong in the past. But I think this whole thing is the bubble of bubbles.
A bubble in search of a pin. You know, I love that you quoted your relative Gertrude Stein. She said people get so much information all day they lose their common sense. I mean, they're not heavily regulated. You know, there's always that concern.
They're hardly regulated
They're hardly,
at all.
Right. It's the CFTC and the CBOE is running it. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I think it should be highly regulated, and I think there should be a clear explanation of just what the heck it is. I mean, what is it? Okay, you use it for the dark web. Well, how big is the dark web? How many people even know how to get onto the dark web? I sure don't. I've been using the web for a lot of years. I have no idea what the dark web is or how you get onto it. What is it? What is it? What is a Bitcoin except a bubble in the minds of people who are excessively optimistic? And when I hear taxi drivers, limo drivers say, "Oh, I'm going into Bitcoins and I'm going to make my fortune," that scares me to death. When I hear people who are not in the financial services area saying they're going to make their fortune off a previously unknown speculation, I get worried as hell.
Now, 80% of the trades, according to the Wall Street Journal, are in Asia. Japan and South Korea, countries like that.
They can make mistakes too. They can make mistakes too. They have been the subject of some very serious corrections, and I have the terrible feeling that they're going to be this time too. Now, look, China is such a big, rich economy; they can absorb it. But what if a giant correction starts and it just spreads panic through the market? And our markets, our securities markets of real securities, real companies like General Motors or Ford, they're already very highly valued. What if it starts a panic that ripples through the whole economy and knocks down stock prices a lot?
Well,
it's going to be a nasty situation.
That is the point. The bum rush to the exit, it is a very crowded trade. That exit door gets jammed packed when people are trying to all rush out of the exit at the same time. We saw that in the financial collapse. Again, the Bitcoin trading infrastructure is not there. That's a fear in the market. Go ahead.
Well, it's worse. I mean, Warren Buffett famously said that in the crash of 2008, he said everybody was told was going to leave at midnight, leave the party at midnight, but there were no clocks. There's no clocks here. There's no exit door here. We don't know how people get out of it. It's easy to get in, but very hard to get out. And as I say, we don't know what it is. If I call up my broker and I say, I want $1 million worth of Bitcoin, what am I buying? I don't know what it even is, except I know it's a bubble, and I'm going to place my fortune in the hands of a bubble, and I don't like the idea of that. I mean, we already have a very highly overvalued stock market. The cryptocurrency thing, it just sounds like bubble on top of bubble.